In this lesson, I'm going to walk you through how to play a slow blues in drop D tuning. If you want to download the tab for this lesson, you can go to the link below or the link on screen to sign up for my newsletter and download the tab for this lesson and for a bunch of other lessons here on my channel. So we're going to be doing a steady bass groove with the thumb, just playing on all the downbeats like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting out on the low D for the 1 chord and using a lot of triplet feel on top. And so we start off with this opening pickup phrase, playing the 5th and the flat 7 and the root of D, and then playing this phrase. And so we've got the 5th and the root of a D chord, and we're going to brush up with the middle finger or the index finger while playing the 2nd and the 3rd string. And you're going to play the 5th and then the flat 7, and you're going to hammer on from the 7th to the root. And so the triplet feel means you're going to be counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so you're hammering on 1 and then brushing up on and so. And so over the bass, you're going to be pinching on the first of those downbeats when you're hammering on, and then playing 2 more notes with your finger, and then doing that again. And that's really the rhythmic basis for everything we're going to be doing in this chorus. So you might just play through that over and over again, playing on all 4 beats. Until that feels comfortable. And then you can also do it on the G chord. We're going to be playing G7 with the 3rd in the bass. So using the middle finger for the 3rd, and then get your pinky on the 5th of the chord, index finger on the flat 7, and you're going to play the bass again, steady bass, only this time on the 5th string, and then you're going to brush up on the 1st and 2nd strings while hammering on from the 5th and 6th to the 7th, so from the open high string to the 2nd, to the 1st fret. So you're going to have this sound brushing up, and then a hammer on with the index finger, and that's going to be happening while you pinch with the thumb. And then on the and you play 2 more brush strokes up. All right, so the D, you've got this. The G, you've got this. And then for the A7, we're going to have an A in the bass, the root, and then we're going to be sliding up into the 5th and the flat 7 on the 2nd and 1st string, coming in from a fret below. So you're going to slide both of those up. So on the 1st beat, you're going to brush up on the, while you're on the either the 3rd and the 1st fret or the 4th and the 2nd fret, and then slide in. So 1 and again, that's going to be coordinated with the thumb. So just to get that groove together, you want to be able to play on the D, on the G, and on the D. On the A. So in the first line, you're going to start off with that D triplet sound. So it's a variation on the brushing that we've been doing. You're going to have, if you look at just the single notes of what's happening on top, it's, and you put that with the bass. If you include the brushing while you're holding down the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and you might not brush on that when you go to the 1st fret, so those 2 two single notes kind of stand out as melody notes, and then back to the brush. So, and on the last beat, you're going to actually play the open A string so that you can walk up into the third of the G chord for the second bar. So, and now when we get to the second bar, the first thing we're going to do is actually kind of arpeggiate the chord and turn it into a lick. And then we're back to D. So what's happening here is we're again playing with a triplet feel. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. And then we're sticking like a couple of 16th notes in the middle of that last triplet. But the idea is we're holding down this G7 chord and then rolling through it with a middle index and ring. And it's really starting off with the sound of a G7 chord. And then for the second half of the bar, it's just a D blues lick. There's the root, flat 7, 5th, flat 5, 4, flat 3. So, and then we get into this answering phrase. So the first half of the bar of the line is. And then we're going to play this answering phrase. And so here, we've gone from playing these sort of darker, bluesier licks, like just more like the sound of the blues scale, into this brighter 6th to 9th chord kind of thing, where this shape is a D6 chord. Here's the 3rd and the 6th and the root, going down to the 9 and the 5th, flat 7, so 1, slide from the flat 3 to the 3, 1 and 2, grab the, on the beat 2, grab the 3rd and 2nd string, and then grab the whole chord, index, middle, ring on the and, play the bass, and then on beat 4, do a blues lick, which is a hammer-on. From the 6th to the flat 7, pull off to the 6 to the 5, 5th of the D. So, and then do part of that in the next bar, and just leave out the blues lick. So 1. And then we've got another pickup phrase, and that's going to take us into the next line. Now the second line starts off with a G triplet feel. So coming out of the end of bar 4, we're going to go to the G chord with the B in the bass and do the triplet feel on the first 3 beats. And then on beat 4, we're going to walk back up into the G chord again. But now we're just going to repeat everything that we've done in the previous line. So, bars 6, 7, and 8 are basically the same thing as bars 2, 3, and 4. Which is cool. It doesn't sound that repetitive, but it's actually making use of the same material in both lines. Now, when you get to the end of that D chord phrase, there's going to be that pickup phrase. And that's going to be true whether you're at the end of bar 4, going into the G chord, or if you're at the end of bar 8, going into the A chord. So and so let's look at the beginning of the last line. So going into bar 9, we're going to have that pickup phrase and then slide up into the triplet feel on A7 just twice, and then again another blues lick. So here we're sliding down from the 4th fret to the 3rd fret to the 1st fret and then over to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. So and maybe you could actually probably think of it as coming from the 5th fret to the 4th fret. That's probably a little more accurate. So with the bass, we've got the thumb coming in on the downbeat for both of those triplets. And then for the beginning of the blues lick. And then we're going to walk up on beat 4 and then come into the G chord. So once you learn the first 4 bars, all you have to learn is bar 5, the beginning of the 2nd line, and bar 9, the beginning of the last line, because the back 3 bars of each subsequent line, right, bars 6 through 8 and bars 10 through 12, are the same as bars 2 through 4. So there's really only 6 measures to learn. So you got to learn the beginning, and then pick up, new measure, measure 5, and then stuff we've already done. Pick up into this A7, and then same answer. And that gives you the entire chorus. So that's just a few ideas for getting started with steady bass blues in drop D. Again, if you want to download the tab for this lesson, go to the link below or the link on screen, get the PDF, sign up for my newsletter, and I'll see you next time.